Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. There's perhaps no couple that defined the 90s more than Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Teasers for the controversial Hulu series Pam and Tommy, starring Lily James as Anderson and Sebastian Stan as Lee, evoke the sex tape, tattoos and tumultuous love affair that defined an era. Let's have a look at the birth charts of these two stars, crossed lovers, to see how it all came to be and came to an end. Born July 1st, 1967. Pamela Anderson, 54, is a caretaking Cancer sun with the bridge-burning Aries moon. Conversely, Tommy Lee, 59, born October 3rd, 1962, is a charming Libra sun with a swashbuckling Sagittarius moon. Pamela's sun squares Tommy's a seriously challenging and volatile aspect. In astrology, the sun represents our essential selfhood. Libras like Tommy follow intellect, while Cancers like Pam are guided by intuition and emotion. The sun square aspect indicates that, at their most essential, these two are wildly different human beings. The upspring of the square-off is that all tension makes for immediate attraction. The pair met when Anderson sent over a round of shots to Lee's table, as reported by Rolling Stone. Lee, rolling balls on MDMA, thanked her for the gesture by licking the side of her face. Fast forward to Lee following, low-key stalking Anderson to a photo shoot in Mexico and marrying her a scant 96 hours later. Tommy and I started having a very intense, fun, crazy relationship because we were two kids, Anderson told Interview in 2016. We were madly in love. It wasn't like drugs or alcohol or anything like that. We were both just really passionate about life. The square is the park of the can't live without them, can't live with them sort of love story. These two are drawn to each other, but not destined to stay together, as their only common ground is a mattress. The square dance and face-off continues with Anderson and Lee's Venus square Venus and Mars square Mars. Venus is the planet of love, attraction and attachments. Lee's Venus is an intense, obsessive Scorpio, while Anderson's is in a high-flare, affection-hungry Leo. Anderson described Lee and in turn the extreme nature of Venus in Scorpio in an Interview cover story. With Tommy, it's out of his life. He tries with everything in his power to hate that person. I know the pattern, I see it, and that's his protection. Both Leo and Scorpio are fixed signs, meaning they are less likely to alter course or concede when it comes to love. Habits are hard to break and patterns difficult to shake for these two, exhibited in an on-again, off-again relationship, marked by divorce, repeated reconciliation and continued error. In astrology, Mars represents our will. Named for the god of war, the position of this planet indicates ambition, sexuality and our response to conflict. Lee has Mars in the emotionally sunburnt sign of Cancer. Mars is in fall in Cancer, meaning it is uncomfortable and has difficulty expressing itself in a clear or constructive manner. This placement indicates Lee is at the mercy of his own moods, often repressing them to the point of explosion, an unmooring quality that explains his substance abuse issues and allegedly aggressive reactions to discord. The energy is, I am hurt and everyone must suffer. Lily James as Pamela Anderson and Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee in the forthcoming Hulu series. When a planet is in fall, it is an invitation to master the area of life it affects. For Lee, that area is emotional response and conflict resolution. While he served jail time for a domestic abuse charge related to an altercation with Anderson, it seems Lee took this invitation to heart. I was able to order 3 books every 10 days on Amazon.com, he wrote in The Dirt. I picked up books on the 3 things I most wanted to improve: relationships, parenting and spirituality. I put Tai Chi diagrams up on my walls, learned about pressure points underneath my eyes that release stress, and became an expert on self-help books and Buddhism. I was determined to give myself a full-blown psychological, physical and musical tune-up. In addition to the most famous sex tape in the world, the volatile union of Anderson and Lee produced 2 children, sons Brandon, 25, and Dylan, 24. In a 2018 blog post titled Alcoholism in the Devil, written after an altercation between Lee and Brandon, Anderson called her former flame the definition of narcissist and sociopath. Blessedly for all parties, Lee got sober in 2019 and reconciled with his son, demonstrating that the affliction of this Mars placement is a challenge that can be met rather than fate that must be accepted. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee in 2003. Anderson is Mars in Libra, another uncomfortable place for the red planet to reside. In the sign of partnership, Mars requires another person to be activated. At best, this needs manifests as great collaborative potential. At worst, it makes for a passive-aggressive tendency to provoke others into fulfilling a need rather than clearly communicating it. Mars is in detriment in Libra, indicating that Anderson struggles to establish boundaries and confronts challenges head-on. As Lee writes of his former flame, "As much as I loved Pamela, she had a problem dealing with things. If something wasn't right in her life, she'd rather get rid of it than take the time to work on it or fix it." Prior to his marriage to Anderson, Lee was wed to former Libra, Heather Locklear, while Anderson was tangled up with Poison lead singer, Pisces, Bret Michaels, with whom she also recorded a sex tape. Post-divorce, Anderson went on to wed Kid Rock, fellow sex tape star Rick Salmon, twice. Producer John Peters for 12 Days, and most recently Canadian handyman turned bodyguard turned ex-husband number 5, Dan Hayhurst. While a reconciled romance seems unlikely for Pam and Tommy, we can console ourselves with the knowledge that for a shining moment their stars collided long enough to give live birth to the modern age, and thanks to Hulu we can see how the two burned bright and ultimately out on each other. Thanks for listening. Please like, comment and subscribe.